put on the shades. We are coming across got a lot of stuff going on, and I haven't been streaming really, so and it's not like I'm taking a break or anything like that because I'm still doing this. Just I put it out there to do the queuifications because that's the art I'm doing right now, and the interest is kind of like, diminished. I do have a few people that I want to do. I had a list of 200, which I barely even scratched into that list. So there's at least 100 people that I could have done. I should say there's at least 150 people that I could have done their queues before my computer crapped out. I really haven't even done most of them. There was a few people that I picked up because I remembered, like Girl DM, who was literally supposed to be in the earlier ones, and I just couldn't. I just didn't do it, and but I started doing other things because when I did VShojo, I kind of connect Girl DM to the VShojo group, which doesn't really make much sense. She's really not VShojo. And I don't see her doing a lot of collabs with VShojo, but she has done collabs with Nux, so and I kind of always attribute Nux to VShojo, so that's the connection. Well, everybody's connected through Project Melody for me, and usually it goes from Project Melody to Iron Mouse, and those are usually the two links, and those are intertwined anyway because they're both VShojo. But if I had to really guess how my VTuber life is presented, I guess, and how it started. It really did start with Project Melody. I mean, she is the thing. She was before I even knew what a VTuber was. I was watching her. I catch all her videos. Even caught her on adult sites and stuff like that. So amazing thing, and watching where it came from to where it is now is just absolutely mind-blowing. Iron Mouse has kind of always been there. I mean, there was a few other people like Alice. She was one of the ones that I saw very early on. Iron Mouse, I saw her very early on. I think somebody did a clip from her with her original model. It was the first time I saw her, so I mean, she was there. She was in the the same time with Project Melody, but I really didn't latch on to her until Ludicast. Then I was just absolutely smitten by Iron Mouse and Silverveil to an extent. I mean, I can't. Silverveil is one of those that isn't an offshoot of Iron Mouse Project Melody, like the same, what goes in there. Like almost everybody else is an offshoot from Iron Mouse. But Silverveil, Nux are all kind of like products of just Project Melody alone. And then there's Iron Mouse, which pretty much everything else stems from. But yeah, I actually wish the Ludicast would come back, because it was absolutely so awesome. It was really nice to see. It was, it was actually a quick glimpse into what V-Shoujo was going to become. I mean, which is one of the reasons why, because Girl DM was never a guest on Ludicast. That was one of my favorite segments, and yes, where the three of them are now, the hostesses, where the three of them are now is just like it's not sustainable for them to do Ludicast anymore. But man, I wish they could. That was fun. I mean, I know Iron Mouse has Speak of the Devil. Ludicast was the thing. That was the bomb. Speaking about like origins and stuff like that, I actually was asked about where the Q comes from. And technically it comes from Dukes of Hazzard. Technically, that's where its origin comes from. Because I thought Roscoe Pico Train was saying cool when he said QQ. I thought he was doing cool. So I actually thought that Q was cool. Like, it was the word cool. Years later when I was in college, we had to pick usernames, and I just was like, cool. instead of writing it out QUE, which I think is how I originally spelled it, I wrote out CUE, as in cue ball. And a group that I was hanging out with, we started what's known as the Q Collective. And I can't remember whether the Q Collective it had to be after Next Gen. So there was already a Q Collective on Star Trek Next Generation. But we were a little bit different. We weren't all the same Qs. In fact, we all had different Qs. There was a QT. There was just the letter Q. There was a QAnon. Lots of different Qs. Sometimes with the letter Q, sometimes with C, sometimes with K. And there was about 9 of us. I think at our peak we hit 10. People started graduating. I graduated. And the Q Collective stayed together for a little bit, and then we kind of all went our separate ways. Or everybody could still be freaking together, and I am not. Like, it really does work that way with me. I'm just not part of it. But that's where the Q comes from. Yeah, I used to say Q beans all the time. It's the reason why it's my sign off is cool beans. But yeah, it used to be Q beans. And going full circle, that's why I'm Q beans as a username. And it would count if somebody commented Q beans. I would count it as person paying attention to my videos and stuff like that. I know that I mentioned this before, but I can mention it again. I have more video time shot than I have actual watched video altogether. And that has never not been true. And it's a little disheartening, I have to admit, because I know that there are people who have 4 videos and don't understand why they're not monetized. With 4 videos, I have over 500 videos. And some of my videos are 36 hours long. I have a lot of 12-hour videos. I have a lot of time. 8-hour videos. I have a lot of time with this. And then I have over 50 videos. Just this alone. Is 30 hours. There's literally I have literally over 30 hours of videos just in commuting alone. It's a lot. I have a lot of time invested. I have a lot of time invested in my streaming. And when I'm hanging out with people for well over a year, They know that I've done parody videos. They've watched parody videos of mine. They know that all this stuff happens. And then, I mean, not missing a beat and saying like, oh, you stream? Yeah. I live stream a lot. I've done all this stuff. Everything that I shot in Twitch, I simultaneously shot on YouTube as well. And I had 37 hours. 37 hours on Twitch. Guess how I know that? Because I still have those 37 hours in video form on YouTube. And it's missing all the technical stuff that I was doing. It was missing all the stuff that I was doing with Streamlabs and figuring out how to make things work. It's the reason why Twitch is the reason why I've been using OBS, because OBS was one of the things that I learned how to use, and I didn't like it all that much because Streamlabs is already built for Twitch. I mean, there's some good that came out of me pretending to be a VTuber on Twitch before I got suspended. There was some good. I mean, literally, I was preparing. I didn't even debut, and I had 36 hours of video time on Twitch. Didn't even debut yet. It's like I said, I try my best to focus in on the people who are actually supporting me. You watching this video obviously is tremendous and awesome, and I can't even express how incredible it is to have you watching my videos. And I know that I seem very extremely ungrateful for the when I talk about my numbers and stuff like that. But like I said, I know people who've been, a couple weeks they've been doing this, and they're already affiliate with Twitch. Most people use Twitch, so Twitch is definitely a lot easier. I mean, if I had 77 followers on Twitch, I could possibly be an affiliate. I mean, I would have to get people to talk in my chat, which that ain't happening. I can't get that here on YouTube. So, but I can't get people to watch. I got another freaking tips thing for filming, for making videos by YouTube, and I've been not giving feedback for the tips and stuff like that. I did once, nothing came of it, and it seemed like I got basically bot attacked by the YouTube bots, and I don't like giving feedback because of that. Probably just a coincidence that happened, but it still doesn't change the fact that it happened. I am, not happy about it, and so I don't usually give feedback. I usually use the tips and usually use it as here's another bad example of things that they did. But this time it was about editing. It was about, I know that it was for a person who's not in my shoes. I have actually shot movies, short films, TV pilots. I've actually done all of that stuff. I know all about lighting. I know all about camera tricks. I know all about how close I need to be to a mic. I know about booning. I know about all that stuff. All that stuff needs to happen. Yes, I don't have a boom mic. I don't have lighting equipment. I use the sun probably more than I probably should. It puts really weird glares. I mean, if you've watched these videos, you know that I have freaking really weird, like sun lighting flares and stuff like that. You think I was freaking making a J.J. Abrams film. And I am pretty much at the mercy. Commuting, I can have no control over the lighting. Zero. Right now we're in shade, but at any moment I could be back out in the sun, and this could be completely, I think one of the problems with Watto right now is Watto is blending in, even though he's blue and the seat is tan, his belly is tan, and I think he just blends right into the seat. You can't even really see that he's there. And I was giving it a week, and he's probably, he hasn't done worse. Deadpool's numbers definitely tanked. Cuta's numbers were definitely the highest. And I ran Cuta for a little over a week. And, I ran Deadpool for a month. 4 weeks. So, and it's gotten time. It was time to definitely change Tiny Deadpool out. And Watto is the first victim, for the multiple co-host. I was actually thinking about bringing Cuta back, but one of the problems that I have is that the sun will basically just absolutely bleed the colors right out of everything. So I don't want to basically keep using the same co-host all the time, or bringing them back multiple times. So, and if I brought back Cuta, I either would have to stay on Cuta, which means that Cuta's colors will basically deteriorate to nothing, or I would have to really think about how to do that. I mean, I'm probably not going to bring Tiny Deadpool back. And I really the idea was that people who gifted me stuffed animals, I was going to make them my co-hosts. I'm actually thinking about taking out the Ash doll and using him as a co-host because the raffle's not going to happen. I've already basically canceled it. I haven't deleted the raffle video, but I don't know. I think I might have set it to private. But yeah, there's no raffle. It's not gonna ever happen. The subathon was a failure, and we're just chalking up like that. Raffle and giveaways and stuff like that. That was all that was one of the YouTube advisories, and I didn't think it was going to be like, succeeding like gangbusters, but I didn't think it was just going to catastrophically fail. I didn't think it was going to bring the bodies in. I almost could have like, if I was doing the raffle again, I would almost tell you, like, I am not doing the raffle is to thank for what I have, not to bring more people in. That's ridiculous. And the fact that it was one of the YouTube advisory things just really shows you how out of touch they are. And getting back to what I was saying, because I finally did comment, because here I am, I'm freaking making these videos, and they're using this tip freaking thing for filming, and it's all bad advice. It's all bad advice. It's not a lot of use what you got, which is what it should be. It is, get the expensive equipment, save your pennies up, and make these things very professional looking and stuff like that, instead of here's how you can optimize what you have, and if you have less, here's what you can optimize with that. What is the most important thing for a VTuber as far as equipment? Your first piece of equipment. And I could do that video. Your first piece of equipment should always be a microphone. How you sound is the most important thing. It's one of the reasons why these videos are lackluster, and it is one of the reasons why most of my other videos, even though I'm mumbling through most of it, there is still a clear distinction of how the video should go. Even above the music, when I mess up and I set the music too high or too low, or set the microphone too low volume-wise, which I make that mistake all the time. Those are things that if I was going to have advice, those are the things that I would give as advice. Not buy better equipment. Not set up lighting in your studio. Hell, not even putting on a green screen cloth so you can edit out your background. No, that green screen, don't worry about the green screen. Don't worry about what's in your background yet. How you sound is the most important thing for video. And I was very upset with this video, and it made me make a comment, and if I get backlash for it, I'm going to really know like where the backlash came from. It came from me freaking giving feedback. They thanked me for it. Awful advice. It's like when they told me, when you're a small content creator, and you only have like 500 subscriptions to 1,000 subscriptions, and you're not yet monetized. And they really said that 500 subscriptions was the low bar, was the low end of a small content creator. I have less than 100. I've never gone over 100 subscriptions. What does that make me? That makes me smaller, microscopic. I'm a microscopic freaking content creator. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And yeah, I'm not a brand name. I'm not this, incredible artist that people are basically clamoring for. I'm not any of those things. And no, I'm not putting out the same shit that everybody else is putting out. I'm putting out my own unique content, which I think it wrecks that fucking algorithm. That basically is controlling how my site is viewed. They are not giving me the people that would want to watch my content. Not at all. And I know they have to be out there. I know that there has to be something that's going to click. I talk to so many goddamn people on Twitter that it's unbelievable how much I click with these people, and how much it's so much fun to have these conversations with. I mean, I could spend forever just going through the content on Twitter. In fact, I spent 2 hours this morning waiting for Discord to freaking open up, just commenting on Twitter, making Twitter comments. 2 hours. My problem is that I don't know how to make that freaking translate into YouTube subscriptions, because YouTube's not gonna fucking help me out. That's never gonna happen. They're gonna freaking do whatever the fuck they're doing, and it has nothing to do with me. When I have 500 freaking subscriptions, maybe they'll freaking consider me a small content creator. but I shouldn't even be on their radar. And I've already gotten a strike, which they were supposed to take away, which they haven't. And I also had one of my videos freaking set to private because of the content. It was being reviewed. And they just said, oh, we were glitchy and we apologize and we're sorry. We're going to take this stuff away. And guess what? They still haven't. Because they don't even, the human being interaction isn't even happening. It's all automated. And the automation does not have something in place to retract stuff. Because if it did, it would have happened instantaneously the second they apologized. It's been about a month since my video was set to private. It's still set to private. I still haven't touched it. The other videos that they were setting to private after that, I set those all to public, but I was so upset the fact that they set that video to private that it's the reason why I changed morning commute to what it is now, and it's not streamed live at all anymore, because that's why they set it to private, because it was streamed live. And YouTube's bots had a problem discerning what freaking was spam and from a live video to an uploaded video. For some reason, uploaded videos get a little bit more leeway than live videos. And I think it's because they can see if they can do copyright checks and for original content and everything like that. I think the problem that they have with me is that I am a freaking original content, and they don't have that. That doesn't exist. It's people reviewing other people's content. That's how bad it's gotten. It's gotten to the point where people are now reviewing other people unoriginal content. I used to think it was funny when people did chains. I didn't even look at what time it was. How much time do I have? Yeah, I got a couple minutes. I always thought it was funny when people had chains, like somebody react, and this is the reaction to the reaction, and then they had the reaction to the reaction to the reaction, and they kept doing that, and they kept going on in reaction of the reaction of the reaction of the reaction of the reaction, 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 all the way down. I thought those were like hysterical. I thought they were funny. I think it's even funnier when they still play the original video. So you have the original video going on, you have the reaction, and it just chains into like all this reacting, and the video, like the 5-minute video is now almost 2 hours long. I thought those were hysterical. The fact that it's now become commonplace is not that hysterical anymore. You take away from the uniqueness of the video, and it's not original anymore, and it's not funny anymore, and it's just kind of like there. And I don't know why it's tolerated even. I don't know why. Why is this tolerated? But these are the videos that people are watching. These are the videos that people are tuning into, that YouTube is basically schlocking onto, their viewers. Horrible how-to videos and do-it-yourself shit, and these types of videos. And a lot of people playing games too, which there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with watching people playing games. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think that there's so much better content to create. You're supposed to be a content creator, and somebody else made that game. somebody else, there's usually one, stand. These games aren't Daggerfall. You don't get to have multiple options and consequences that affect the entire game throughout. That doesn't really happen anymore. Even Fallout freaking doesn't even really have that, even though it has multiple endings. It really is like there is no originality anymore. It's all the same stuff. Yeah, and games will steer, are designed like what is it, Cyberpunk is designed to steer you back into getting into that thread so that they can play these videos. Because otherwise, if you go on your own, you're never going to get these cutscenes. You could probably avoid freaking Keanu Reeves' character the entire game. There were people who would never find Keanu Reeves, and it's designed so that you get steered towards that direction. It is amazing as a thing, but it's just like it. There's certain things that baffle me. The fact that I've, and here I am talking about like how I've taken off. I don't have over 3,000 followers. I'm not like Iron Mouse, who doesn't really post on Twitter except for to say that she's live, and have 300,000 followers. She doesn't really use Twitter, and it's probably one of the reasons why Twitter kind of baffles me, because like people who don't use it seem to get the most attention, and the people who basically constantly use it and constantly work it, constantly are involved, using it to promote themselves and to interact and to have this Twitter community. Those people tend to not have that many people. There is no reward for being original. There's none. There's no reward for creating, making original content. None. It's exhausting, takes everything out of you, and there's no reward for it. I have a freaking, 70 original songs. The parody songs, 70 of them. And it's not even like something that's in people's radar. And maybe it is my singing. Maybe my singing has basically turned people off. I mean, before they stopped the dislike thing, I had probably my parody videos got more dislikes than my covers. And the covers, that's where you should be judging me on my singing, because I am copying somebody. It's not original work. But parody videos, what you're saying is you don't like the lyrics that I wrote. That's how I look at it. Not my singing. You don't like the lyrics that I wrote. And if you don't like the lyrics that I wrote, why are you watching me? And then I realize, oh yeah, they're not even really watching me. They're watching 4 seconds of the video and just disliking. And this is the reason why I think YouTube had to take that out. Because it was just fiction. That's why I don't even like the like video. It's true. More people would see a video with likes, with a lot of likes, than people would see with videos with less likes. And more people will dismiss videos with more dislikes, or they're more likely to dislike a video with more dislikes. So that, I know that's the reason why they did it, but it's just a complete and total waste of time. It really is. Comments matter. That's really what it all boils down to. Watch time, how much people are watching, and the comments that they are making, so that I can make the content better. I will definitely adjust myself, no matter what somebody says, based on what they say. I definitely will make changes. Might not be the changes that they are suggesting. If nobody really suggests any changes, they just like it, hate it. But if somebody likes something, I'm going to try to replicate that. If somebody dislikes something, I'm going to try to find out what it is that they disliked about it, so that I can make the changes. And when you have a thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't know what I can't even begin to make a guess. Can't even begin to make a guess. It's like the art streams. The art streams get a lot of thumbs ups and everything like that, and they usually have the most comments, and it's because they especially in the chat, because they're live stream, they get chat comments too, people saying hi. When people come in and see my art stream and say hi, just saying hi, I do more and more and more. It's the reason why there's so many art streams. It's the reason why I have, I'm getting close to 80 different cues done. Once I have 80 done, I mean, literally, it's like I'm going to be like doing the 81. I'm going to be doing, 10 times the amount of that I was originally planning on doing. And that's because people comment. It's because people interact with me when I'm doing it. It's because of all that. All right, I gotta get to work. But hope you are doing great. As always, just to let me know that you're paying attention, do the cool beans in the comments. And like I said, you can write Q beans. It's same thing. I know what that means. It still means the same thing as it did originally, when I just confused what that was when I was a kid. So yeah. So I hope you're doing great. And as always, cool beans. All right. Take care.